Right now, something massive is happening at the intersection of high finance, technology, and Islamic capital markets. We're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar industry that's not just evolving, it's taking a quantum leap, and honestly, it's going to change everything.
So, here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with this new financial era, then look at a pretty big problem, what we're calling the governance gap. After that, we'll introduce the solution, the quantum bridge, see how it works, and finally, talk about why this is becoming the new global standard.
All right, let's dive in. For a long time, you could think of Islamic finance as this sleeping giant. Well, that giant is awake now, and it's because of technology. And we're not talking about a slow, gradual shift here. This is a full-on acceleration that is fundamentally reshaping a massive global industry.
And that really gets to the heart of it. Islamic finance is truly entering a new era. This isn't just, a simple software update. It's a total paradigm shift. We're talking about completely rethinking how markets work, how we secure assets, and even how we define value, all while staying true to the core principles of Islamic finance.
So, what's really driving all this change? Well, you've got these three huge forces hitting all at once. First, there's tokenization. That's turning physical things into digital assets. Then you have AI, which can analyze and act on information in the blink of an eye. And all of this is happening in digital markets that never, ever sleep. Put them together and you have a market that is more complex and faster than anything we've dealt with before.
But all of this speed and power creates a new problem, a big one. The technology is brand new, but the frameworks we use to govern it, they're old. It's like we've dropped a cutting-edge engine into a vintage car. And that mismatch, well, that creates a huge governance gap that could put the whole system at risk.
And this leads us to the one question that every board, every institution has to ask itself. Can these legacy governance frameworks really protect trust, resilience, and integrity anymore? I mean, think about it. When you're dealing with AI and digital assets, the old rulebook just doesn't apply. It's not a question of if the old model will fail. It's a question of what we're going to build to replace it.
And the challenges here are fundamental. We're talking about protecting the very trust the market is built on. We have to ensure the system is resilient. And of course, maintaining Shariah integrity is non-negotiable. Plus, you've got to secure all these new digital assets and even start thinking about future threats, like quantum computing.
So the big question is, how do you bridge that gap? How can you build a future that's both technologically advanced and true to its principles? Well, the answer comes in a new framework, something being called the quantum bridge. It's officially called Quantum Strategic Intelligence, or QSI for short. This is a governance framework specifically designed to bridge those timeless Shariah principles with all the modern challenges we've been talking about, AI, tokenization, and even those future post-quantum threats. It was architected by Professor Yusuf Azizullah of GBAC and BoardroomEducation.com.
And that idea of a quantum bridge is really the perfect way to think about it. QSI is designed to be that essential link. It connects foundational principles with cutting-edge tech, fiduciary duty with future threats. It's the structure that allows Islamic capital markets to cross safely into this new era.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But how does QSI actually work? Let's get into the specifics and look at the pillars that make up this modern governance framework.
QSI is really built on 5 key pillars. It all starts with the foundation, Shariah governance. Then you have critical oversight for new instruments, like Tokenized Sukuk. Next is a game changer, the AI-mediated audit. Of course, fiduciary accountability is central to everything. And finally, it's built to be future-proof, with post-quantum resilience. It covers all the bases.
Let's zoom in on that AI-mediated Shariah audit, because it's pretty incredible. Basically, it means using artificial intelligence to constantly monitor, everything. Every instrument, every transaction, to make sure it all stays compliant with Islamic principles. It's like having an audit that never stops, giving you real-time assurance.
And what about post-quantum resilience? This sounds like science fiction, but it's really important. See, the encryption that protects almost everything today can, in theory, be broken by the powerful quantum computers of the future. So this is all about making sure the system's security is ready for that. It's about building defenses that can withstand attacks from tech that doesn't even exist yet.
So here you can see how QSI actively mitigates risk. For something like asset integrity, the solution is tokenized Sukuk fraud detection, and the status is always active. For network security, it's post-quantum encryption, meaning the system is constantly defended. And for compliance, the AI-mediated Shariah audit is continuous. See, it's not a one-time check. It's a living, breathing defense system.
Okay, so we've seen how it works. But let's zoom out.
Why does all of this matter for the broader capital markets? This is really about setting a new global standard. And who is this standard for? Well, it's for the key players. We're talking about corporate boards, global banks, major asset managers, and even sovereign institutions. For these groups, having a governance framework that can handle the future isn't just an option, it's an absolute necessity.
And really, it all comes down to this. The goal is governance that is evidence-based, quantum-aware, and fully accountable to fiduciary and Shariah obligations. That's the promise. It's about building a system you can actually prove is trustworthy.
So, it really leaves us with one big question. The quantum era of finance isn't a possibility, it's an inevitability. The real question is the financial world ready for it?
To learn more about quantum strategic intelligence and the work being done by Professor Yusuf Azizullah, you can visit GBAC and boardroomeducation.com. Thanks so much for watching.